Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Navya, going to narrate the story The Necklace. I'm the narrator.
I'm Ramira. I'm playing the role of Matilda Loisel.
I am Navya. I am playing the role of Matilda's husband, Mr. Loisel.
I am Gungeet, playing the role of Madame Forestier.
And the others are playing the role of party members and others. In this story, Matilda was invited to a grand party where she has a beautiful dress but no jewelry. She borrows a jewel from her friend and loses it. What happens then? Scene 1. She was one of those pretty young ladies born as if through an error of destiny in the family of clerks. She had no dowry, no hopes, and no means of getting known, loved, and married by a man either rich or distinguished. She asked herself to marry a man who was a petty clerk in the office of Board of Education. She was simple, but she was unhappy. She suffered continuously for all the luxuries and delicacies that she thought for. She suffered for the poverty of her apartment, the shabby walls, and the worn chairs. All these things angered and tortured her. One evening, her husband came elated, bearing in his hand a large envelope.
Here, here is something for you.
She quickly drew out a printed card on which were inscribed these words:
The Minister of Public Instruction and Madame George Rimporno asked the honor of Monsieur and Madame Loisel's company Monday evening, January 18, at the Minister's residence.
Instead of being delighted as her husband had hoped, she threw the printed card upon the table and stammered,
What do you suppose I want with that?
But, my dearie, I thought it would make you happy. You never go out. And this is an occasion. And a fine one. Everybody wishes one. And it is very select. Not many are given to employees. You will see the whole official world there.
She looked at him with an irritated eye and declared impatiently,
What do you suppose I have to wear to such a thing as that?
he had not thought of that.
Why? The dress you wear when we go to theatre. It seems very pretty to me.
She was silent, stupefied in dismay at the sight of her wife weeping.
Are you okay, Matilda? What happened?
By a violent effort wiping her moist cheeks, she replied in a calm voice,
Nothing, only I have no dress and consequently I cannot go to this affair. Give your card to some other colleague whose wife is better fitted out than I.
He was grieved, but said,
Let us see, Matilda, how much would a suitable costume cost? Something that would serve for other occasions, something very simple.
She reflected for some seconds, thinking of the sum that how much would she ask for. She finally replied in a hesitating voice,
I cannot tell exactly, but it seems to me 400 francs ought to cover it.
He turned a little pale that he had saved this sum just to buy a gun for attending the hunting parties with his friends on shooting larks on Sunday, and he said,
Very well, I will give you 400 francs, but try to have a pretty dress.
Scene 2. The day of the ball arrived, and Madame Loisel seemed sad. Nevertheless, her dress was nearly ready. Her husband asked her one evening,
Matilda, are you okay? You have been acting strangely for 2 or 3 days.
I am vexed not to have a dress, nothing to adorn myself with. I should have such a poverty-stricken look. I would prefer not to go to this party.
You can wear some natural flowers. In this season, they look very chic.
No, there is nothing more humiliating than to have a shabby air in the mind of a rich woman.
he cried out loudly.
Ah, how stupid we are. Go and find your friend Madame Forestier and and ask her to lend you her dress.
She uttered a cry of joy.
It is true, I had not thought of that.
Scene 3. The next day, she went to her friend, Madame Forestier, and related her story of distress. Madame Forestier went to her closet and took out a large jewel case, brought it, opened it, and said,
Choose, my dear.
she saw at first some bracelets, then a collar of pearls, then a Venetian gold and jewel of admirable workmanship. Then she asked in a hesitating voice,
Have you nothing more? Why, yes, look for yourself. I don't know what will please you.
Then she took a large black satin box in which a beautiful diamond necklace was present. She took it about to her throat along with her dress, and it was aesthetic. Then she asked in a hesitating voice,
Could you lend me this? Only this? Why, yes, certainly.
she fell upon the neck of her friend, embraced her with passion, and went away with her treasure. Scene 4. The day of the ball approached, and Madame Loisel was a great success. She was the prettiest of all, elegant, gracious, smiling, and full of joy. She danced with enthusiasm, intoxicated with pleasure. They were going back to home. He threw around her shoulders the modest scarfs they carried, whose poverty clashed with the elegance of the bold costume. She threw the scarf, and he said,
Wait, I'll call a cab.
then suddenly a cab arrived, and they settled in. Scene 5. She threw the scarf from her shoulders to take a final view of herself in her glory before the glass. Suddenly,
What is the matter, Matilda?
I have no longer Madame Forestier's necklace.
What? How is that? It is not possible. Are you sure you still had it when we left the minister's house?
Yes, I felt as we came out.
But if you had lost it in the street, we might have heard it fall. It must be in the cab.
Yes, it is possible. Did you take the number?
No. And did you? Did you notice what it was?
No.
Loisel dressed himself again. He get to the police offices and to the cab offices. He could not find it. He returned home at 7 o'clock in the morning, and he said,
Write to your friend that you have broken the clasp of the necklace and you will get it repaired. It might give us some time.
she wrote as he dictated. He put an advertisement in the newspaper offering a reward. Scene 7. Madame Loisel came to Madame Forestier and gave her necklace.
Thank you so much. Welcome, dear. Sorry for being late. It's okay.
Sudden. Scene 8. One day, she and her husband were walking on the road. Suddenly, they perceived a woman.
Good morning, Jenny.
But madam, I don't know. You must be mistaken.
No, I am Matilda Loisel.
Oh, my poor Matilda, how you have changed.
Yes, I have some hard days since I saw you, and some miserable one, all because of you.
Because of me? How is that?
You recall the diamond necklace that you loaned me to the minister's ball.
Yes, very well.
Well, I lost it.
How is that since you return it to me?
I returned another to you exactly like it, and it has taken us 10 years to pay for it.
Oh, my poor Matilda. Mine were false. They were not worth over 500 francs.
I have spoiled my whole life in maintaining the fake beauty.
Oh God, I lost my 36,000 francs for over a fake necklace.
When they knelt down, Madame Forestier came to them with the same black satin box.